They came by land, sea and air to swell the population of the small island of St Mary's in the Isles of Scilly. Clevedon News chose to travel by helicopter on this, their first overseas assignment. Other more hardy souls chanced a calm voyage on the island's only ferry, the Clevedon, which also undertook to transport the 100 or so pilot gig boats, including Clevedon's own 2 boats, Watch and Pray and Blackbird, that descended on the island paradise for this, the 23rd World Pilot Gig Championships to be held here. Like many other groups, Clevedon had hired a beachside house where they could store their gigs and, with due ceremony, launch them straight into the harbour each day. The first 4 races were held on the stretch of water between the island of St Agnes and St Mary's Harbour, nearly 2 miles away. The veteran ladies rowing in the first race for Clevedon were Marion Eyre, Sarah Shopland, Angela Slotty, Sue Brown, Rowena Hastings and Sarah Harris. They were coxed by Chris Trollope.
Right, big cheer!
A chilly but dry morning greeted us on the Saturday, and this time the Clevedon News team took to the waters aboard the good ship Meridian for a better view of proceedings. These seeding races were designed to sort out the men from the boys. The position of the teams after these races determined their group position in the subsequent races. Clevedon had entered 2 teams in this race. The ladies' A team, rowing their newly purchased gig Blackbird, consisted of Emily Tolchard, Joe Trollope, Sue Brown, Sarah Shopland, Kath Simons and Marion Eyre, with Steve Williams their coxswain. The ladies' B team, in Watch and Pray, was Lucy Reese, Thierry Morph, Rowena Hastings, Angela Slotty, Helen Bell and Sarah Harris. Their cox was Dave Hall.
Come on, Mother. Back into it.
These seeding races were held on the same St Agnes to St Mary's course, which meant that once again the crews had to row the length of the course out to the start before the race began. Clevedon also fielded 2 teams for the men's seeding race. The A team in Blackbird was Andrew Brown, Steve Williams, Steve Burnside, John George, Mark Shopland and Andy Woodland. Their cox was Joe Trollope. The men's B team in Watch and Pray was Gary Simons, Chris Trollope, Martin Salisbury, Len Collicott, Martin Brown and Dave Hall. Angela Slotty was their cox. Between races, the 2 gigs returned to their home base, and crew changes were effected in true shipshape and Clevedon fashion. The racing now moved to a shorter course, starting from Nut Rock, which is just off the island of Tresco, and ending again at St Mary's Harbour entrance. This time the teams were started in groups according to their position in the previous seeding races. The winning 2 teams in each group moved up to the next group, and the losing 2 teams moved down a notch. There are 2 heats like this, a bit like sorting out the wheat from the chaff. All very confusing, I know, so it's probably best to just sit back and enjoy the spectacle. further add to the confusion, for the 2 heats of this section, Watch and Pray was rowed by the men's C team, consisting of Chris Hastings, John McGigan, Rob Gate, Brian Gibbon, Richard James and Alan Sibley. Their cox was Gary Simons. Once the island's customs house, the property used by the Clevedon contingent was not only convenient to the beach, but it served as a useful place for socialising between and after races. But enough of this conviviality. The Atlantic Ocean awaits, and with the good ship Matthew in attendance, the final races of the weekend were about to take place. As always, the ladies were the first to go, of course.
Go right scrap for second and third, that's for sure.
The form was the same. The gigs were dispatched from the start line in batches according to their positions in the previous heats. And the winner of the last group was to be declared the overall winner of the championships. The ladies' overall winner was Black Rock from the Falmouth Pilot Gig Club, and all the other competitors, well over 100 boats, formed a channel of honour, saluting the winner with their oars raised high. Clevedon News again took to the water for the last race, the men's final. And yes, that is Bishop Rock Lighthouse on the horizon as Watch and Pray passes by. The overall winner was again the good gig Black Rock, this time rowed by the dauntless male citizens of Falmouth. You could say it was a gigging double whammy. On Sunday the 3rd of June, Watch and Pray will be one of over 1,000 craft taking part in the Queen's Jubilee pageant on the River Thames in London. Clevedon News plans to bring you exclusive coverage of this momentous occasion, including, we hope, some onboard pictures which even the mighty BBC television won't be showing. The plan is that on its return to Clevedon on Tuesday the 5th of June, Watch and Pray will proudly stand on the pier, dressed overall in the regalia it displayed during the great day. The decorated gig will be on show until the following Friday.